Interesting, in terms from a legal perspective, that those things could be mitigated, the legal implications.
It just
Liability.
comes down to agreements, basically.
Yeah.
And-
And then Gabrielle, I believe, it was on private lands, that was the critical issue. And we have a lot of those where there are not formal connections because of private lands.
Usually when there's like an application on a property, like subdivision or something, that's usually when you can
Yeah,
kind of negotiate those things,
Exactly.
but until that comes up, it's harder. I know you can ask for it sometimes as well. I think we've asked some property owners and then some are happy with doing it and some are not, and
yeah,
they kind of cross that bridge.
but it's important to identify those points.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to do some of that with hand loggers to get, to get right away for those, for the race. And basically it
On
comes down
private
to,
land?
yeah, basically it comes down to agreements and insurance,
Yeah.
things like that.
But that's just for that one.
For the event,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just do it the whole time.
Well,
While you're at
it's
it.
not that simple, yeah, it's not that simple as
Yeah.
you can imagine, right?
Yeah.
So even just going in before the race on a couple of days to some of the properties, you get queries, like,
Mm.
well, why are people going in
Mm.
there? So,
Okay, so we dealt with the Neg Counties Foundation Public Use. 5.3, the knotweed mapping plan. Sarah?
Okay, so I didn't actually include anything on that for a presentation, but basically what I had looked into is that there is the Invasive Species Council in BC that has a spotters network. I don't know if you guys have gone through this yet, but basically there's already a mapping service that has these places where there are invasive species. I don't know if you need to, but I just wanted it as kind of a point of discussion that there already is a mapping service available, so, and you can either, there's a form you can fill out or you can report a weed on this online application. So I was just wondering whether you'd want to do our own plan or whether we'd want to maybe promote this option, and so we have a database that's already well established and kind of build off of that, or whether we want to work on our own, and if that's the case, then we can talk about how we want to go about doing that.
Mhm.
But yeah,
My purpose would be to have
okay,
our own mapping
okay,
of the Bowen knotweed,
okay.
or just the Bowen invasive species. I don't know. Any comments? Any thoughts?
Well, the guy that's been trying to eradicate it has been GISing every location that he's been working on, so that's a database that already exists.
Oh, good.
Who holds that database?
I can find out Wade's his first name.
Okay, it's just some resident of Bowen.
No, he's the guy that comes over and
Did the fire hall.
yeah.
Okay.
He's done some
Okay.
course, all kinds of different stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Has he been he's been dealing with other invasives?
Yeah. Knotweed, geez, I've got it somewhere, not here. What was the other one? Down by
Hogweed.
gorse and hogweed. There's a couple of different locations of hogweed. And the gorse is all over Seymour Bay down the golf course.
So who is it who arranges for him to come over?
Bonnie had been doing it,
Oh, so
Yeah.
the minute.
yeah, and I've met with him a couple of times.
They started working by the fire hall a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and then they come back, they pulled it out, and
And
it
then
didn't work as well, did it? So then they
they
wanted to
did some
inject it.
systemic poisoning, yeah. And
So-
I own a property next to the fire hall, so I was involved with it a couple of years ago when he first came over, asking permission whether to come on my property and all that, so. And it's almost completely gone in that area. So what he's doing is working.
Awesome.
Are they doing stuff around the golf course as well,
No,
for gorse?
no.
Oh, that's pretty
That's pretty ugly.
pervasive.
Yeah, it's brutal, yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man. And how quickly that populated
Mm-hmm.
areas stay.
And the broom of like King Edward Bay.
Right.
So he can share that with us.
I would hope so, yeah.
Okay, that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bonnie hired him to do it
He
along
was
the fire hall.
to do the actual work, but I didn't know he was also mapping it as.
Yeah, I just noticed that when he was doing, we were going to locations, I think I've got his card here.
Do you think he's linked to this mapping thing that exists?
Yeah, well,
Like
this is,
possibly,
it's a
yeah.
provincial database for invasive species. So it's possible that he might have done that as well.
So this, I will send this, this will be on the revised agenda, all this.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
That Sarah provided me with,
It's just something to look at least.
and all these links.
I don't know how well everything has been mapped. Like there's in a sample of it, mapped just below. So there probably are places that are missing. Like I don't see anything in Seymour Bay. So, and that's obviously a big force area.
So this is something that the public could just add to.
Yes. So basically they have it, their report a weed, you can take a picture of it, and then they have people who deal with invasive species that verify what species that is and the location of where it is, and then they add it to the database if it is an invasive species. So,
And do
Yeah.
you provide coordinates?
yeah, so they have two different ways of doing it. They have like a sheet that you can fill out and then you put in the coordinates. So I'm not sure if everyone would be able to do that. And the other one is an app. So I think that you can do it based off of your location and when you enter it. I'm not super familiar with that, I guess, but
Right.
I was gonna look into that a bit more.
So I've got the report of weed app. The problem with it
Okay.
is it's not that accurate.
Okay, okay,
So, I mean, it gives you, yeah, it's accurate enough to put you in the place, but.
but
and-
not the exact.
And I've heard some people say that it can be
Okay,
quite far off.
okay, good to know about that.
But this could be a good starting point for the public, for like some
Yeah.
sort of education program, get people, and maybe advertising it.
I'm
Yeah.
curious to see, to go on the online
Yeah.
and check it out.
Check it out.
So give us the links. and-
Yes.
And is it possible for us to make a recommendation that the communications people do something?
Yeah, totally. I think a recommendation went to them a few months ago, and Bonnie had kind of already been dealing with communications staff. I'm gonna be honest, right this moment, the communications team is very busy with what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Something's going on next week.
You know,
I-
Over the weekend.
I don't know if now is the best time to approach it, maybe next
Okay.
month, maybe.
Right.
or- And that would be a recommendation. It might even be helpful to have Sue Ellen here because she's on those committees.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But maybe, yeah, just check out the.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
And
Do you
Something
send
we
the
can
links?
look into, I guess, further and then
Right.
figure out.
I like it.
I'll share this and it'll be on the revised agenda.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah.
So, well, okay, we'll find it.
I'll find it, yeah.
So you're gonna get the contractor's name from.
Yeah, and I'll see how they match up with what's already available on other.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Sorry, what was the action there? Was it, I'm sorry.
Well, I'll get the contractor.
Yeah, I'll get the information to Sarah
Yeah.
of who the guy was that was doing this, and hopefully he's got it mapped out where the
Mhm.
locations are that he's treated.
Because I think we might be able to download the provincial data as well, and maybe we can combine it in some way and see what we have from that.
And in the meantime, yeah, get the app and get out there and
Yeah,
start putting it on.
yeah. Because I know we were looking at
Quarterly.
how we could all map it out, but if there are options available where anyone in the community could assist in that, that might be helpful. but-
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally, totally.
Could even put trail kiosks for people that are hiking and
Yeah.
things like that.
Exactly.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take a photograph with an iPhone that's GPS enabled, you get within about 5 meters, even closer than that actually, but the coordinates are stored in the photo data. So if
Yeah.
photos are submitted to an app like this, they could just enable the
Should. But I
location
guess
finding.
you might know better if it's not
Pretty-
working properly.
I
but,
mean,
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
that's.
It is
one of the
reasonably
things.
accurate.
Okay.
It'd be enough that if you came in and, had a photo, you could identify, yeah, this is in this view. And the orientation of the photo is also included in the data, so
Yeah,
you just have to mine that data, that's all.
true, okay.
Do you know how to do that?
Do I know how to do, sort of, yeah, I know how to query the photo information to get that information. But how to do it in an automated way on an app
Right.
is, you need somebody to, you know, code it up for you. I can get you I can show you how to get to the information, but I need somebody to, like a programmer.
That might be how their app
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, maybe.
Nice. Well, and I like the idea of like having it on a kiosk and informing people like, hey, get this app and when you're at the vote.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of trails, like, I know in New Zealand, a lot of trails have, at the beginning of the trail, you know, they have those little brushes that you can brush your boots and feet off, so that you're not carrying invasives into the trail, like seeds and things like that. But they also have a little sign with information on it saying, you know, we're trying to control invasive species in this area, so please pay attention to this, and also be on the lookout as well for any stuff that might get carried in, and keep that off your clothing or.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments about the knotweed mapping? All right. Thank you again, Sarah. So moving on, 6.1, updates. Phil?
Yeah, so BITS has been busy. Bonan Trail Society has started a number of partnership projects over the summer. First one was co-funding and supporting the Hand Loggers Bridge that got built mostly with the sweat and blood of the Bowen Trail Riders Association, but BITS put in quite a bit of funding for that. Next one that we're working on is Blue Water Bridge, which got washed out or was in a state of decay. So as you go up the trail from Mutiny Lane up to Hand Loggers, there's a bridge, a small bridge there that's being I guess we're getting a design together for that and reconstruct it. We've got a navigation project going on Mount Gardner Trails that is in the planning stages. Bob Schultz is running that as the project manager. And he's doing some work right now on the markings that are going to be put out, and so it's going to be trailhead signs, blazes, kind of a new set of blazes, and signage along at different junctions. So the idea is to create a navigable trail that goes from Skid Trail all the way up to the top of Skid Trail to the summit, so that people are on a guided trail all the way, and they can use that as navigation. That's our first navigation project anyway on Mount Gardner's Trail. And then planned, we have for 2019 some work on Hand Loggers Trail above the new bridge in the section which is currently washed out on that area above the cone. Other than that, I guess we joined up with the Federation of Mountain Clubs in BC basically to provide the benefit of the insurance provided for members and board of directors. So that offered a nice package that provides good insurance. They also have lots of resources and access to other mountain clubs in BC, so I thought that was a good benefit. We have a trail reconnaissance outing coming up on the 20th of October for people that are interested for looking at trail maintenance.
Busy.
Busy times right now for us, yeah. And the Hand Loggers event raised about $2,400 for BITS this year, and about $1,500 profit for the Achille project. So pretty good.
The what project?
Achille, that's the Kenya school,
Charity.
prep school.
Oh, right, nice.
So 2,400 to BITS and 1,500 to others. So, yeah. Busy time.
Yeah.
That was all in that email to you, Steph, so you don't have to write it.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I just read the email, so.
All right. Well, you guys have been busy, thanks.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
How do you build your bridges? Is there a certain spec on them?
There is. So the design, usually gets put together and then it has to be approved by the province, so it goes into FLINRO. But the bridge on Hand Loggers was an engineered structure, so
Okay.
it was designed and then basically reviewed and approved.
So, because I got rid of the ramp, remember the old steel ramp going down to the wharf? It's just sitting in our workshop.
Okay.
But
But it
obviously,
might,
for something smaller,
yeah, definitely. Might be worth
We
looking
cut
at.
it in half, it's cheap.
So where was that from? That's
from the government wharf, you
Yeah.
know, that long red ramp.
oh, yeah,
And then I have
yeah.
an aluminum ramp that's, I took out of Bowen Bay water system that I have to figure out where it's sitting now.
I'll let people know, we have a board meeting tomorrow night, so.
But, you know, it's only gonna be this wide, it's not gonna be massive.
But it would be okay for pedestrian bridges
Oh,
like
yeah.
that across the creek.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice.
Interesting, yeah. The one on hand loggers, I should mention, is a multi-use, so it's
Yeah. I was just
horses,
gonna say,
Oh, okay.
with that, what-
horses, motorcycles, ATVs, and pedestrians. So that's one of the considerations for bridges. Is
So that has to be 3 meters wide at least?
Yeah, it has to be a certain width. I don't know the exact details of the design that's needed, but yeah.
Okay.
And it
Do I
has to
happen
have a
to-
certain
Yeah.
load carrying capacity as well, so that's,
Do we happen to have something, Will? I'll save it from now on.
okay.
I have a question also about that, in your navigation that you're doing for all your points all the way up there.
Yeah.
Are there any markers to let people know that are hiking if they've injured themselves or something? They can say that I'm at this location for us as a firefighter.
He's a fire- he's
Yeah,
talking
if you're in
fire
search
now.
and rescue or firefighting, that's a good point. We haven't actually thought of that, but that's a good idea, that we will have markers at all the major and minor junctions, and those will have
A number?
numbers, known distances and known positions, so we could actually enumerate them, and then people could say, yeah, I just passed mark
That would be
number 3.
perfect. I mean, every time you put it, just put a number on it.
Yeah.
Put them in succession.
Yeah.
It would help us a lot.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It might help people going too, because if they know their numbers are getting bigger, they're like,
How many numbers should they be waiting for?
Awesome. Well, good, thank you. So 6.2, staff update, Sarah?
And Ian,
Ian.
I don't know if you have anything about that.
No, you can go first.
Oh, okay. You get the privilege? Okay. I just have a quick update in case you're interested. The Seaview Trail, I believe you're all familiar with, because I think you initially did discuss it, but I've been told that the service agreement has been signed, and that trail construction will be starting soon,
Nice.
potentially before the end of 2018. I don't know if you've been in
Yeah.
discussion with that, but it should be coming soon.
Yeah, he wants to get it done sooner than later.
Yeah, okay, great. And I believe it was discussed here a while back, but we did have a development permit for the Seymour Bay Park, which was just for some tree removal for the helicopter landing access. So that's complete now, and as a requirement of that development permit, there is tree replanting that's going to be required, or with some native and drought tolerant species. So that will be done, I think, in the next year or so. I think that was it. And then there's another trail at 965 Village Drive, and that we are also in the process of finalizing the right-of-way there. There was an existing trail, but it was for just the residents, the owners and friends of the owners or whatnot. So we're just drafting the terms of instrument, and that will be registered shortly, hopefully. So,
That's the one that links Village Drive to, then it was.
Captain Kate's Walk.
Oh, that one, that's an
Oh.
existing one.
Yes, yeah.
What
It
about
it
the
wasn't
one
for
that
public
goes-
access, technically, it was meant just for the owners
Oh,
of that
okay.
property and.
What about the
friends,
one
yeah.
from Village Drive to the next one up slope? What's that? That was.
The Seaview Place.
Oh, that is the
That's-
Seaview
that's
place,
the
yeah, that's
Seaview
the
one-
first
the
one
one
I'm
she
thinking.
first
Oh,
The
okay.
construction is
Yeah.
coming shortly,
Yeah.
yes.
So any members of the public can go on these now?
Not the one that's under construction. Well, you couldn't even get through there at this point.
No, but I mean,
anyway.
when they're done.
Yes, then, and then
they're
they're
probably shouted at and told to get off. And, well, you
Oh,
probably
could
would be.
I don't believe they actually did that. There's no way they can stop you from going
No,
down
it's
those.
not.
Well, no,
it's
not
not-
if they're
Yeah.
formalized
Yeah,
legal
yeah, okay.
agreements.
I think they can. I think it's part of
It's a
the,
neighborhood. When Wolfgang built that whole development, all those trails were supposed to be neighborhood trail so anybody can walk on it.
Well, that's what I mean, but
Yeah.
is it still like that, or are you changing the status of the trails?
When you said only neighborhoods and their friends
Well,
can go
the
down,
one,
that's not true.
so, you know that big trails map that we looked at, the Kate's Hill, you might have it still there,
Yeah.
yeah, so some were identified as trails that
Right,
were
yes.
just for use for that property owner or any adjacent property owners, but now we're changing, only one of them. The Seaview Trail was always for public access, it just was never constructed. And now the second one here, the 965 Village Drive, it was there, but it wasn't for public, it was for the owners. So now we're redrafting that so that it is for public access as well.
Do you wanna see it? I found it.
Yeah, that's not a great map. Can't really tell, but that was just the snip of it, I was, that's that one. But
Yeah, the map that Bonnie showed
yes.
last month.
It's still a bit tough to see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because, and you can see,
Right, there's sections of it.
and see trail easement for use by designated immediate neighbors only, and that's the 965
Whole subdivision.
but.
I just say it immediately. You don't
I mean-
listen, but-
But they've now,
Yes.
they've agreed to let everyone in the neighborhood use it, is that
Well,
how
it's-
it's working?
It's in the process of being signed off and
Oh, okay.
will be
But they're
transferred
amenable to that.
Yes, yeah.
And that'd be useful for community or anything. It's kind
I found a map of these trails from the 90s, when we were, just found it the other day. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, so I guess we're getting there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the initial idea was to cut off all the switchbacks,
Yeah,
but they never quite built the necessary connections.
yeah.
So it's a bit of a, and it's not necessarily very self-evident.
That one is built though, like there are stairs,
Yes.
stairs
Yeah.
there.
All right, yeah.
Like you-
And he's just let it overgrow with all of his
Yeah.
flowers and that, so you can't even see the
Yeah,
trail.
well, Grant and I were working on Captain K's Walk one day, like years ago, and like,
Go, hey, what's that?
what's that? What's it? And so I walked up, and there was Village Drive.
Well, there's actually an easement there, there's water, sewer, and a hydro easement that runs up there. So there's already an easement, it's a legal easement.
Is that on this map?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, that-
it's shown on there, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all my update. I don't know if you have any additional things to add.
Should we go through this?
Here, we'll go through this and then you can add what, just some of the things that we've done so far. So I'm gonna go to, I can't talk about 2017, I really wasn't around. Well, I was around, but not dealing with this, so I don't know what's going on. But I can go to page, the 2018 work plan.
Yep.
Formal renaming of beach, Dudley Beach, for Cape Road Curtis. As the fire department, I'll speak for the fire department, that would be very wise to rename that.
Mhm.
They get calls all the time to Dudley Beach, they don't know which one it is.
Pebble and Pebbly, yeah, and that's.
Over the radio is just,
Oftentimes, yeah, dispatch will, mishear it or whatever, and we'll be sent to the opposite end of the island.
then I can go down, improving viewscape, quarry lookout, so Ian will be dealing with that next week, or the week after.
Yep, very soon.
The waterfall trail loop. Was anybody tasked for that?
No, I think that's, we didn't discuss what we wanted to do with it. Yeah.
It's kind of Sue Ellen's baby.
That's
Okay.
Sue Ellen's-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a little exploratory walk
Yeah,
I
we
think,
did walk
last
it,
year.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Did
don't-
you walk up like the water line? Is that?
No, that part is actually kind of set aside. There's, part of it would be the road that parallels, or the path that parallels Grafton
Yep,
Road, you know that goes to the school, to almost Charlie's Lane.
yep.
But the rest of it goes up Davies Creek. And
That's
there's,
right, yeah.
there's an existing trail there that has been improved. I'm not sure by whom, but it has been improved and it goes up and links to a trail that ends up on near the end of Cades Hill Road. Comes up below Doug Berry's old place and actually links into Singing Wood, the trail at Singing Woods.
Oh, okay.
And the idea was to carry it around there is a trail that was on the Cates Hill thing that's at the end of Minnows Lane, and it
Yeah,
links around to, right, you see that?
You can take this.
comes out almost to the fire hall, doesn't it?
Well, not quite, no. It's, what am I doing here, Steph?
It's this one right there.
Hold up. Where's Minnows Lane? Okay,
You were right on it there. Oh, okay, there you go, yeah.
yeah.
That's Keith's.
Oh, no, okay, we're going around.
Yeah.
Yes, this is Minnows Lane. This part here, I'm not sure what the designation of that, but the thought was to include that. It crosses a very dodgy, now dodgy bridge, and then comes out here, and then it was to go down, which is I believe, a public right-of-way. Comes out right at the second part of the first S curve.
Yeah.
Cates Hill Road comes off.
That's Twiggleberries.
Yes.
Yeah.
And ultimately to go down and link up to the roads. And then you can dodge off at the teen center, and down that there's the waterfalls that follow Grafton.
Well, that's the Waterfalls Trail.
That's part of it. This whole thing is it comes from the, where is it? Where are we now? I'm trying to get the bearings. To Dorman, from Dorman, it goes up from Dorman Road, up Davies Creek,
Okay, I see
and
that.
keeps linking up through here, and then comes out here, and would go down here. You hit a whole bunch of
She
waterfalls
was
around the
thinking
system.
of how many waterfalls there were.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, okay.
Ultimately, the idea was to have it go down the Cove Bay main
The water
right,
easement.
yes, the water easement, because there's a waterfall in there, there's
Yep.
some big firs, it's a beautiful walk. They're walking it all the time now up from IPS, up as far as the waterfall, but then you'd have to cross where the,
Where I put the big steel pipe across.
yes.
the
Just
creek.
up from that, you'd have to cross, but it's all marsh above that, it's complex, that's sort of down the road for the
Okay.
future. Just to give you an idea what's
Okay,
about.
But the concept as well is a loop where you come
Yeah.
to the Profest field, you go all the way around and you get dumped back out.
basically back out into the cove again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you come by
Or into
the
Christie
works
Park,
yard, through the
really,
crickets.
near the works yard, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's something that hasn't been completed yet, so
Yeah.
it could
No.
potentially
Oh,
go on
no,
our
that's
next.
not even,
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
conceptual
Yeah.
It's,
thing.
yeah, because there's easements that we need to work out. Maybe-
Yeah,
And maybe getting back to the whole Maggie Cummings
yeah,
right
Yeah,
away
there you
thing,
go.
maybe that's a good.
maybe we can slate that for a future meeting where we could go through where those waterfalls all are in the location of the trail that's
Good idea,
desired.
good idea.
Can I get a map?
Yeah,
Probably need to
Yeah.
walk it and GPS track it.
yes.
Yeah, because I actually haven't been on that walk yet. I missed.
And then
Somebody, I
mark off
don't know
all
who it
the
was, improved that trail from Dorman Road up to,
Minutes Lane, or,
well,
yeah,
yeah.
from Dorman Road
Up,
up the creek bed there?
yeah.
yep, it's on the south side of Davies Creek.
Mm-hmm.
It's been improved, I don't know who did it, but it's,
No one can find, no one wants to
Someone
know.
put their hand up, yeah.
it's great though. I mean, it's quite
Yeah.
nice. Where it's most obscure actually is just where you go off Dorman Road. And once you get onto it, it gets, yeah, it's considerably better than it used to be.
One thing I'll just throw in there is that if we want to do some walks, we should maybe try and do them before Christmas.
Mhm.
Maybe after, when there's water, there might be water already, but I know once or twice now in the we've planned things for January and it's just been a disastrous, maybe with snow and whatever. We don't want to go through the snow to see the waterfalls. Anyways, I don't know if that's something we want to plan right away or if we want to do it.
Maybe you could take on kind of throwing out, organizing people, like, is there a walk that you want to do? Like, get some
Maybe do
ideas in
without
it.
Sue Ellen, who's exhausted right now.
Mm.
Yeah. And then maybe next, if we get a bunch
Yeah,
of
but
ideas.
I guess what we're talking about doing the walk of the waterfall, right?
Waterfall walk?
Yeah, we do.
I know we did do it,
Yeah,
but
we-
I'm just saying that if we're thinking of doing another one,
It might be good
let's
to
try and do
actually
it,
map it out. If you take
Yeah.
them,
before
then we could
Christmas.
identify
Why
where
don't you
you
meet at the polling
you need
station on
signage.
this Saturday? I know where you're all gonna be me on Saturday.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to do anything right now, I just.
Are you
say-
interested in
just-
doing the waterfall loop, a walk? Like, is that what we're saying, is that we would like to do that again?
I'd say if we want to do it.
Well, I think if
let's do
you wanted to
sooner
make
than
it a
later.
project, it would be a good thing to walk it and mark all the
Yeah.
intersections and where you might need to put signage.
Well, because if you haven't seen it, you don't know what
No.
we're talking about with
No.
Albany and.
And then that way we can come up with a plan. that we
Well,
can-
Maybe we
I-
could incorporate that into the annual work plan, that
Yeah.
we could kind of make a plan for where we would like to walk and
Okay.
kind of map kind of when dates would.
I mean, I could rate,
Or in the
right
spring,
now,
you know,
with
wait
a,
till
with a
March.
proper map, I could draw it out
Okay.
with reasonable confidence. It wouldn't be an exact GPS, but you wouldn't, you'd be able to know exactly where you were.
Is it worth doing a walk for you guys?
No, I'm always stumbling around somewhere I can find
I've
it.
always got, we had, who's the planner with the baby? And
Carla.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
came with us.
Did she? Oh, okay.
She just started there.
Carla.
But Daniel's the planner with the baby too.
Yeah.
Yes, he is too, but I assume you would know between Daniel or Carla, male or female.
Skate trail.
I would be happy to see it, but only if
That's where
others
I
felt.
tell you what,
too.
since I got so good at doing doodle polls,
Yeah.
those are
So you got math skills.
maybe I'll, after the election, when everything's calmed down,
Yeah.
I'll put around and maybe we'll do, because I would be interested in doing that.
part of the process.
That walk. But that is, did you
Yeah,
do that?
that's on.
I wasn't able to go
particular
last time, but I do know, it's just that we've had several cases where we had to keep canceling
Yeah.
because of weather.
Because of weather.
So.
Christine, were you on that one?
I was on it, yeah.
How long that's quite a long walk, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I didn't keep going till the end. I chickened out when we got back onto the main road. It took an hour, a couple of hours.
Is it,
Okay.
was it a couple hours when you guys walked it?
Yeah, but there was, the reason that, it wasn't like we were beelining. There was a lot of sort of slow, some people were slow, some faster. You can walk it pretty quickly. Probably the easiest way is to go from Cates Hill Road into Singing Woods and pick up the trail and go down to Dormant, find it down to Dormant Road. It actually branches at a point where it goes to the first bend in Village Drive, very obvious.
Yes.
But if you cross Davies Creek, then you can pick up, there's another one that goes up to that Phil's well aware of, that goes up to Queen Charlotte Heights, but another branch off that low at Davies Creek goes down to Dormant Road, and that's the part that we're sort of looking at.
Okay, well then after the election's all done and the dust is settled, I'll send around a doodle poll and see if we can get organized.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would be interested in redoing that.
Yeah. Yeah. 'cause-
Especially for it's gonna be a big project.
Okay, I will do that.
And Ian just told me, a heads up, he just put the sign up today, there's a waterfall trail in Cape Project Curtis already named that. Just,
Oh,
yeah,
this is the waterfall loop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there you go.
We don't have a fire emergency.
why don't we just
there.
call it Headley Loop?
Yeah.
Well, I think the waterfall loop will be a combination of different trails. I think that's
Oh,
what's.
the waterfall
Yeah.
one. Project Curtis that goes up Bizarre Creek.
It's just it goes
Yeah,
up
I
and
know.
down the road,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it just goes down to the ocean.
Okay.
The waterfall's at the ocean.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think it's been there.
It goes
It's
right
nice, it's
into-
quite nice.
yeah.
Okay, sorry, Bob, we kind of.
That's all right, you know, I'm looking at this, some of this I don't even, I haven't been involved in, so I don't really, the erosion of Tunstall Bay, was there, I thought that was already done, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, on page,
Well, the plan was done,
Study
and then
was
they've been working on it, I think, since then.
A study was done, but
Yeah.
nothing is,
There's
So-
been
there's
none-
no project done since
no-
then, no.
No? Okay, I thought they
No,
had.
So-
nothing's ever done.
That was just a
Oh,
study
okay.
that was done and yeah,
Okay.
I
provided.
think we studied to see if it was applicable for Green Shores, but I don't. think-
Yeah, there was some talk about Green Shores, but I think at this stage, there's no need to do anything.
okay, I just wanted to give Ian a bit here, just a few things that we've done and we're planning to do for the winter. It may not be on your radar, but we're something to think about.
So it's just some of the stuff that we've done. We refinished the picnic table, put that at Sandy Beach, did another one at Cato Park, new bench at September Moore.
With the hydro come in.
Yeah, that's very nice, actually. I was happy to walk down.
Well, yeah, we had to get it knowing it was, you know,
Yeah.
once you
Anyways,
tear
so
it out.
it's actually, the beach is looking pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had to do a bunch of extra drainage there too. It didn't work
Yeah.
out the way hydro put it in, so.
Oh, okay.
Then I seeded that whole bank down the side, all that grass down here now. What else? There was another bench somewhere. Oh, Headwaters Park, or no, yeah, Headwaters. I've got that in the shop right now. We're finishing it. Bike Park. We had just recently we had the guy that built it over here to inspect it and see how it survived after he built it. He says it's in remarkably good shape. He gave us some instructions as to what to do to maintain it and whatnot. He also suggested that we shut it down. Once the weather starts to get really bad and it gets rainy and it's wet, it'll deteriorate more if the guys are on it. So we'll be shutting it down for a few months over the winter.
So do you guys look at sort of interested in the bike park, or is that Parks and Rec?
Okay.
Is that, it's not,
It comes through here.
It comes-
it does come from here? Okay,
It comes through us, yeah.
okay.
So was that always the plan, to shut it down?
Yeah, I guess so. That's, he goes, yeah, you can shut it down when it starts getting rainy. We actually had to blow the leaves off it.
Yeah.
So
There's not much we can do as far as monitoring. We can put up some signs, this sort of
we'll
thing.
just say bike park closed for the winter, but
Yeah.
if they go on it, they go on it.
Yeah.
He said, because it'll get soft with all the rain and that and just tear it all
Oh,
up.
no, I don't,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
And we also took a lot of danger trees out of there just recently.
Yeah.
Probably half a dozen of standing dead trees.